starting lineups for this morning's game. First for the visiting Shamrocks of St. Patrick High School. At guard, 6'3" senior.
Welcome to the 49th annual Jack Tosh. I'm here with myself, Matt Gleason, and my partner here,
Frank Klein.
So there's going to be a pretty interesting game here. You can feel the energy brewing between the two teams. They've been pretty rowdy. Even in warm-ups, they're clapping. They're getting excited. You can feel it in the gym.
Head coach of the Shamrocks is Mike Bailey. And now the starting lineup for the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. At guard, Spinal senior, number 1, Sam Horenkamp.
St. Patrick's team. The high school is led by number 13, AJ Breadland. He's a 6'1" junior point guard. He's one of the 2 underclassmen to be named all-conference in the ESCC last season as a sophomore. This season, he's averaging 15.7 points per game, shooting 51% on three-pointers. You don't see that a lot, Frank, do you?
Definitely not, and I'm very excited to see how he's going to play today in this Jack Tosh tournament.
And I was just informed that Ignatius is a 5-star football recruit on their team. I wonder how that stacks up. The game is coming to a start. The green and white gym is waiting and ready for the action.
Tip off between Hawkins and Justin Scott. Here we go. Tip off won by Ignatius. Horenkamp taking it up. Gets a screen. He's trapped over on the right side.
Immediate turnover.
Solid defending there by the Shamrocks. Able to trap him up.
Way to start strong.
Number 13, Berlin, takes it up. Over to Berlin
Shot.
for 3.
Ooh.
In and out. Rebounded by Justin Scott. He's moving, gives it back to Horenkamp. Dishes it over to Erickson. Back to Horenkamp. To the corner.
Got him jumping.
Just narrowly misses that shot there.
Another shot.
That's Berlin for 3. Can't hit it. And that looked like it was out on Justin Scott. But no, it's Ignatius' ball. Inbounds to Gill. Gill's going to take it up on the right side. Gets trapped up.
Passes up.
And here goes Patrick's.
Hey!
With the jam. Get up.
Love that.
Number 25,
Love that.
Reggie Ray, looking to answer. Over to Gill on the left side. Go back to Ray. Horenkamp. He's going to drive. Over to Gill. He's going to dish it out to the three-pointer.
Drives in. Fouled quite. Oh! As the St. Pat's benches erupt.
Going to be a turnover over to St. Pat's. Here comes Berlin. Yet to get a point. Guarded by Gill.
Berlin shows he's not afraid to shoot. Both of their possessions taking a shot from deep.
That's Hawkins at the top of the key. Over to Thomas. Hawkins going to work on the senior, Justin Scott. And Horenkamp for the Wolfpack steps out of bounds. High intensity between the two teams so far. The boys came ready to play. Inbounding is Krolak, the senior. Over to Berlin.
I can feel one of those is going to fall in if he keeps on shooting.
And they're going to call a foul on Justin, or not a foul, a travel on Justin Scott.
A little collision in their own players. It's heating up. It is very much heating up right now.
Krolak turns it over. Here go the Wolfpack. Over to Hornkamp. Down over to Reggie Ray.
See if they get their first offensive point.
Looking for a lane.
They're going to go to the big
Down
man.
to Justin Scott.
Backdoor dish, hard foul.
And there's going to be a foul on that play.
A.J. Thomas did not agree with that one, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious.
Wolfpack Reggie Ray goes to the line. Has an opportunity to tie up this game.
Interesting fact, St. Pat's assistants, the assistant coaches, are very familiar with York High School. Dominic Cannon and Al Biancalana were both very successful head varsity boys head basketball coaches at York. It's always good seeing the York blood going all over Illinois and being successful, as they are 8-3, one of the best teams we'll see at this Jack Tosh tournament.
Also it over to Hawkins down low.
And up, gets his own rebound. Love to see that inside presence by Hawkins.
Hornkamp stared down by Hawkins, looking over his options. This is it to Gill.
Oh,
Gill gets stripped. Hawkins is a lane.
Oh,
And just can't finish, but that was out on Gill. Number 24, that's Krolak with the inbound. To Thomas. Thomas is going to drive. It's a move, but cannot finish. Here goes Hornkamp with speed. Over to Reggie Ray.
free ball. Bang! Player to watch, Reggie Ray. He's averaging 13.5 points per game, 4.9 rebounds per game, and 2 assists per game with 1 steal. He's a tough defender. You wouldn't want to mess with him.
Here we go, Reggie Ray.
As he defends.
Ray does not go.
A.J. Thomas right there.
Over to Justin Scott. Over to Hornkamp. This is out to the corner for 3. Just off. Rebounded by Gill. Gill gives it to Ray. Ray's gonna take the 3.
Deep ball, nothing but nylon.
Ray is on fire.
Here's the Ignatius momentum right here. St. Ignatius is coming off a 4th place finish at the Tosh in 2022. Junior Phoenix Gill averaged a little more than 11 points per game as a sophomore. And Reggie Ray will be back for his 3rd Tosh appearance. So this Ignatius team is not one to underlook at 6-5. Also another player to look at on the Ignatius side, Philip Akerson, number 11, senior. 9.4 points per game, 2.5 rebounds per game, and 1.8 assists per game.
Inbounds it to Bridland. Guarded by Gill, but gets it over to Hornkamp. Krolak with the ball. He finished top 5 in assists in the tournament last year. That's A.J. Thomas looking for a lane.
St. Ignatius foul number 1 in Sam Orange game. His first, team's first.
Justin Scott, the big 34. He's actually committed to play football at Miami. He's a 5-star, and he went to the IHSA Final Four the past 2 seasons. 3rd in 2022 and 4th in 2023.
A really good football player. Let's see how that translates over to basketball. So far, he's seen much success.
If you're an athlete like that, it's going the other way.
We'll have Gill inbound to Horn Camp here.
Reggie Ray with 8 points. They're going to have to figure out how to stop him because right now he's got takeover. He's on fire.
Guarded by Thomas. Sends it over to Reggie Ray. Horn Camp looking over his options.
Oh.
Ray thought about the 3, but instead dishes it to the corner.
Bang! And Ignatius cannot miss from the 3-pointers right now.
That was Philip Erickson, the senior. Here comes Berland. He hit 9 3-pointers in his game last day. Berland at the top of the key, guarded by Erickson. Thomas gets stripped.
And that's going the other way. Got to tell you right now, these Ignatius jerseys are one thing of beauty.
Oh, I definitely have to agree. Ignatius looking to extend their lead. Erickson holds it in the corner. Dishes it up top.
Oh,
Hornkamp loses it. Here's Thomas with the lay. Shamrocks is trying to find a way to get back in this game. Over to Reggie Ray.
Kona. 3! I mean,
Ignatius is on fire from the 3. Berlin guarded by Gill. Berlin's looking for a screen. He's gonna drive. And he just cannot finish on the play. Here comes Reggie Ray.
Midi.
Over to Berlin, guarded by Justin Scott.
Step back. Oh,
That
fouled
looks like it
hard,
might be
picked
a
up.
foul.
Good sportsmanship.
St. Ignatius foul number 34, Justin Scott, his first, team second. At the line to shoot 3 for St. Patrick. 13.
Love to see Justin Scott picking him up there. It's a lot more than a game. St. Pat's tends to be one of the top programs year in, year out in the Chicagoland area. So this matchup, Ignatius being one of the schools in Chicago, might be a little bit of a rivalry here.
Definitely a very highly anticipated matchup.
This is Coach Bailey's 30th year and has over 500 wins on his resume. Arguably one of the best coaches in Illinois.
AJ Berlin for his 3rd 3-pointer. Free throw. Berlin gets all 3.
Let's see what the Wolfpack could do to the St. Pat's very rough 1-3-1 defense as they're coming out strong.
Here comes Gill. And he's able to get the lay.
Ignatius' offense looking great right now.
Berlin guarded by Gill. Looks for Thomas.
Kick
Goes
out.
to the corner. The 3 is no good. Erickson inbounds over to Anaya. Anaya over to Reggie Ray. Ray's looking over his options over to Anaya.
Oh,
Ray's gonna drive. And Bruin's gonna take a charge there, and it's St. Patrick's ball.
great defensive play right there.
Nearing the end of the first quarter, Ignatius is up 16-9. Bruin's gonna get trapped.
Good move. Both teams here took a loss yesterday in the first game of their Tosh experience.
Both teams hungry for a victory.
Yeah, both teams. Oh,
Go
good no-look
Ray.
pass. Reggie Ray with another 2 points to be added on. He's got 10 points in the first quarter.
Ray earns those 2 points that they just lost right back. Bruin over the corner.
It's going the other way.
St. Patrick foul number 15, Jay Breland, his first, team's third. Back in the game for the Shamrocks.
Naya to inbound to Gill. 30 seconds remaining. Over to Anaya. Gill's waiting, looking to bleed this clock. They want the last shot. Over to the corner, down to the paint,
Kicks it out.
and that is out on St. Patrick's.
Let's see what Ignatius can form here. Reggie Ray,
Time's ticking down
corner
for the
three.
three.
Ooh, unlucky bounce right there. Wow, and he's fouled on the shot. I guess not.
Not a smart play if you're the Ignatius Wolfpack. You don't want to give up some free throws on a shot like that. At the end of the first quarter, Ignatius is winning 18-11.
Korlak is out here just standing by himself, getting ready to take the free throws. This whole team's just taking a meeting right now.
Korlak wants these free throws.
I don't know, over the past few games, I've seen a lot of missed free throws. I don't know if it's a Jack Tosh curse.
The boys need to step it up.
Couldn't agree more. Call them free for a reason.
There's a miss.
Yes. Curse is real.
Another miss.
Luckily, he gets one more. His coach has something to say. He switches the third one.
With 0.2 seconds left, how is this going to look?
Oh, he's looking good. I don't know if he got off in time. We're going into the second quarter with a 6-point lead for Ignatius. Not what I was expecting, but, oh wait, yeah. So we're gonna go here and take a break. We'll be right back with you.
Put the camera on.
So St. Ignatius showing dominant shooting abilities after I don't think they missed a three-pointer.
Ignatius was hitting from the three. St. Patrick needs to find a way to defend it. That's the key to this game.
They've been climbing back the whole quarter. They just need to find a way to get themselves a lead. See what they could do here.
Start the second quarter, the St. Ignatius basketball in the alternate possession.
St. Patrick's start on defense. Known for their 1-3-1. Let's see what they could do here.
Horncamp guarded by Thomas, gets doubled.
He escapes it.
Over to Justin Scott. Going to toss it over to Reggie Ray. And that's going to be a travel on Ray.
It's that tough defense, man.
Krolak to inbound. That goes to Thomas. Back to Crowley. Guarded by the sophomore Bolte.
Shot
three.
Ooh, deep three.
Bolte, the sophomore, with the rebound. Reggie Ray dishes it over to the corner to Gill. Gill's going to drive to Ray. Ray's going to go to work. He's going to drive.
Triple teamed.
They're putting the heavy pressure on Ray after that big first quarter he just had. Over to Horncamp up top. Horncamp to Ray.
Oh,
it was just short. That was rebounded by Fabia over to Thomas. Thomas drives the paint. Lays it in with the left hand. To cut the lead down to 4. Here come the Wolfpack looking to extend on that lead. Horncamp over to, that's Gill. Guarded by Fabia. He's going to toss it to the corner. That's Bolte over to Horncamp. He's going to drive to Gill.
Long mid-range. Nothing but nylon. Great shot.
Krolak going up against Bolte. The senior versus the sophomore, and the senior comes up short.
Oh. Not sure what the call is here.
Hawkins and Scott got tied up on that rebound. Not sure where this one's going to go. Looks like it's St. Patrick's ball. Krolak as usual for the inbound. Number 13 for St. Patrick's, Berland is back in the game. Thomas is going to go up against Reggie Ray. Looking to pass, goes to Krolak. Krolak goes left. Passes it over to Nano. Back to Berland.
Good defense.
By Reggie Ray.
Reggie Ray's going to take him on here. Ooh, draws the foul. Since joining the Jack Tosh, the St. Pats have won 23 games and a second-place finish in 2016. Senior Harper Korlak will continue the Shamrock success in this tournament. Korlak was top 5 in assists in the tournament last year. Definitely a player to watch in St. Pat's. So, Frank, how do we feel about the 35-second shot clock that has been added for this tournament?
I'm a big fan of the shot clock. I like how it doesn't allow teams to waste as much time. I think it adds a whole other aspect of strategy to the game.
Definitely speeds up the game.
I'm a big fan. Berland over to Thomas. Thomas is guarded by Reggie Ray outside the three-point range, but he's going to drive, and it looks like that went out on Justin Scott. Inbounding is Nano. Number 32, that's McPartland, the sophomore. Berland over to Nano, still outside of the three-point range.
10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Thomas is looking for a shot. He's going to drive. And it just squeaks out.
Almost an and one here, I believe.
But it looks like Thomas is going to go to the line to get back those 2 points.
After finishing 4th in the Tosh last year, Ignatius returns in hopes of having a better 2023, despite losing top scorer Richard Barron. Now at Providence College, the Wolfpack turned to Phoenix Gill, son of former NBA player Kendall Gill and Reggie Ray. Gill averaged 11 points per game last year in the Tosh, and Ray has loads of experience with being his 3rd year in the tournament. As you can see, he's already made an impact with 11 points and 3 3-pointers. Sharpshooter.
That was a mid-air collision between Gill and Nano. Erickson's going to inbound, looking for Gill. Checking into the game is Krolak. They're going to throw it over to Justin Scott, trying to catch the St. Patrick's defense off guard. Reggie Ray. Hey! Reggie Ray somehow manages to put that in. Brillen looking to answer. Over to Krolak, then to Thomas. Thomas looks to Krolak. Brillen guarded heavily by Gill. Gill, after not playing his best yesterday, has really stepped it up in the game today. And you can see that with the pressure on Brillen.
Open
for 3.
Swish.
Cuts the lead down to 5. St. Patrick's is still in this one, folks. Gill over to Ray.
St. Pat's showing they could be a threat from the arc, from beyond the arc.
Gill over to Reggie Ray. Over to Gill, he's open for 3. And the foul!
Nothing short of electric in this gym right now.
Gill looking for a 4-point play here.
.6'4" junior. He's definitely going to make a mark in these next 2 years.
And buries the free throw. Over to Krolak. The deficit has been extended to 9. That's Anderson with it now. Thomas looks to Krolak. Krolak looking over his options. Back to Thomas. It's a little pump fake.
Oh. Hey. Oh, reverse.
That was Big Parton, the sophomore, standing at a height of 6'6".
As the St. Pat bench erupts after a good defensive play.
Inbounding is Gill.
See what they could form here.
Justin Scott sets a screen, but he gets the ball. Looks over to Erickson. Gill from the corner over to Bolte, and puts it right in over Anderson.
Tough lay, tough lay.
Here comes Thomas, over to Anderson. Krolak. Not sure what the call was on that play. Q-minus.
3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Anderson gets back rim. Reggie Ray, here we go. Over to Erickson, to Bolte in the corner. Thinks about it.
Pump fake.
Bolte over to Gill.
Oh, way wire pass.
Berlin taking it up.
See if they can use this turnover to their advantage here.
Looks to Hawkins. Goes to Krolak. Here comes Thomas
Deep
for three.
Oh.
Just out.
Oh. Push.
Gill took a little tumble there after a slight push from Anderson.
Chris Bolte coming over there to help him out. Running over there to pick him up. Love to see that.
Comes Reggie Ray. Looks to Gill. Gill's gonna dish it over to Erickson. Erickson still outside of three-point range. Looks for Justin Scott.
Tough lay. That inside presence.
Justin Scott using that size and athleticism to get the bucket.
Inside presence of Justin Scott there. Really a player to watch with that, with the athletic presence he carries.
You always got to watch out for Justin Scott. You can never leave him open in the paint because he will bury the layup. St. Patrick's now trailing by 11. They're not out of this game, though. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Score is 31-20.
Just in case you haven't been here before, my name's Matt Gleason, and this is...
My name is Frank Klein.
This is the 49th annual Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. Love to be here. This is like Christmas for me, so we're just out here having a good time.
If you're just tuning in, it is the second quarter, and the score is 31-20.
$13 points for Reggie Ray. Definitely still a player to watch if you haven't tuned in yet.
Rolak with the inbound. That's over to Thomas. Rolak guarded by Erickson. Looking for a pass or looking for a screen. Gives it over to Brillin. Brillin, a sharpshooter, but has not hit yet this game. And it looks like Brillin's going to go to the line.
Tough drive by Berlin.
Gets a little help there from the front rim.
It makes it a 10-point game. See if they can climb back. Definitely a lot left time in the game.
Can he make this a single-digit game?
Yes, he will.
Erickson over to Hornkamp. Reggie Ray, we've called his name a lot this game.
Splits the
It's going to get doubled. Erickson is open, over to Justin Scott. And that looked like a foul.
Hawkins is in disbelief.
His jaw is on the floor. He cannot believe it.
Something tells me he didn't agree with that call whatsoever.
Justin Scott is going to go to the line.
He gets 2 here.
Could extend the lead to 11. First free throw hits. Can he hit the second one?
And he does. It's great to see a big man like that making their free throws.
Krolak driving.
Takes it himself.
And he cannot get the floater. Here comes Erickson looking to answer.
Slows it down.
Bornkamp over to Reggie Ray. You cannot leave him open. That's over to Bolte, the sophomore. Looks to Ray, down to Justin Scott.
Hey! That inside presence, man.
Rootless by Justin Scott. Here comes Thomas. Thomas over to Berlin. Berlin's gonna drive to his right.
Another hard drive. By Berlin.
And it looked like Berlin might go back to the line yet again. Or maybe not.
The St. Pat's team needs a way to solve the problem of Justin Scott on the inside.
Justin Scott is just too big down low.
Some good old-fashioned bully ball. Oh,
Berlin's gonna
take a hard fall.
draw yet again, another foul. It looks like now he's gonna go to the line.
He's gonna take a quick breather.
Going for a bit of a stroll. Got to get the body back into it. First free throw was good. Looking for two. Checking into the game is Ignatius player, Alex Anaya. That is 2 free throws made for Berlin. Yet to hit a three-pointer. Here comes Alex Anaya over to Ray. Dishes it pretty quickly. Ray's gonna get doubled over to Erickson, but Scott was open there.
They looked him in the inside, they kick it out.
Anaya for three. There
Now,
it is.
using Justin Scott as a distraction right there after beating him in the paint for the past few times.
Anaya
Kicks it out
stepped up
to
and made the
Anaya.
play. Justin Scott with the
Good
block.
defense.
And he's looking to
Couple
keep
people on
going.
the ground. Quick transition.
Ray!
Oh,
But a travel.
I personally didn't see it, but I'm not going to argue with it.
Ray gets a travel.
Very tough layup, a lot of contact, huge collision.
Thomas, St. Patrick's is now down by 14. Looking to get something as there's 15 seconds left in this quarter.
Hopefully they get the momentum going into the half.
The shot clock is no longer an issue. Krolak bleeding the clock over to Brilland. Yet to hit a three-pointer in this
Cooking.
game, but can he do it
Three-pointer.
now? Oh, just off. Krolak, this is it.
Go, oh. Berland looking to make a bigger impact than he has so far, as he's one of the star players on the team.
Hit a lot of free throws, but yet to hit a three-pointer.
Going to the half of the 49th annual Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. The 8-3 St. Patrick Shamrocks are down to the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, 38-24. We're gonna take a break here. Me, Matt Gleason, and Frank Klein. So we'll be back when the next half begins. Welcome back to the Ignatius versus St. Patrick's game. It's me, Matt Gleason, and
Brian Klein.
38-24 going into this half. What do you think St. Patrick's needs to do to come back here?
Well, St. Patrick's, they need to fix their defense. Justin Scott and Reggie Ray have both been having a massive impact, and St. Patrick's just seem to have no answer.
Yeah, I would say Breland having a little bit of an off game. Not a bad game, just a little bit of an off game for a high caliber player like him. Let's see if they can climb back here. It's going to be definitely a mountain to climb here. 14-point differential. Done before, a lot of time left in the game.
Still half the game left to play. Krolak coming over for the inbound. We've got 3 St. Patrick's players all on the same
See
side.
what Coach Michael Bailey in his 30th year has
Krolak. Looks like he just got shoved there up high.
Let's see what Michael Bailey has something to form here. Definitely did some talking at halftime to get their team motivated.
Here we go. We're like the Brilliant's gonna get doubled. Justin Scott with the steal, but it goes out of bounds. I'll tell you one thing, a man that big should not be moving that fast. Over to Krolak to take it over half court. Nano's gonna come in with the jam!
After a questionable no travel call, the Wolfpack bench was not too happy about that one, and he comes and slams it down. Tells him to be quiet.
Here comes Nano over to Erickson, but here's Scott with the answer. Scott grabs his own rebound with the block.
Let's get that out of there.
Hawkins with a massive block on the big fella. Hawkins came out to play. Here comes Erickson with the rebound, or the inbound, sorry. Inbound goes to, that's number 12, that's Anaya. Anaya guarded by Brilland.
Oh!
Throws it out of bounds.
Waywire pass, almost took out one of our YTV guys.
Nearly hits the computer over to the left. Krolak over to Brilland. Brilland taking it up. Guarded by Gill. Brilland's gonna go right over to Krolak. Gonna dump it out to Thomas. Thomas goes to work, but he's gonna get stripped.
Turnover. Oh, he kicks it.
We're gonna get a kick.
And they're going straight back to it.
Brilland goes to work on
drive.
Not sure what that was. It looked like it could have been a travel.
Hey, this is gonna get. I'm not sure what's going on here. 12-point differential.
St. Ignatius number 2, Tommy Bredeman just checked into the game.
Find him in the middle. Oh!
But that's going to be a foul.
He's going to get 2 chances here.
Hawkins does not look happy. He wanted that dunk. Brinlin doing something weird with his jersey right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. And he pulls it back down. There we go. Hawkins sinks his first free throw.
If he makes this, goes down to a 10-point game. 4-possession game. This is what they needed coming out of half. Slowly start climbing back.
St. Patrick's with a hot start so far, and they continue to keep up the pressure. Brilland was looking for the double. Over to Reggie Ray. Big first half from Ray. Looks to Bredeman, who just checked in for the first time. Gill's gonna drive to the paint.
Puts it up. Doesn't matter, but that does not go.
Checking into the game is the 6'5" sophomore Bolte, taking out Bredeman. Looks like it's St. Ignatius' ball to inbound. Bolte finds Ray. Ray's gonna drive the paint. Dumps it over to Justin Scott, but it's gonna get intercepted.
He's going fast.
Here comes Thomas with speed.
Kicks it out.
Brillen looks over his options. He paused for a little bit too long. Justin Scott with the rebound.
He's giving him a little bear hug.
Gets wrapped up by Hawkins. Appears some Christmas joy felt by Hawkins.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. Inbounding for St. Ignatius, that's Gill. Here comes Gill on the right side. Over to Ray. Ray's gonna drive, but he's gonna get jumped by like 3 guys.
Hard fall.
St. Patrick foul number 11, A.J. Thomas, his second, team's third.
Erickson with the inbound.
A.J. Thomas did not like that either. He was
Erickson.
also disbelief.
Gill's gonna get doubled up there, but dishes it out quickly. And it's gonna get stolen by Brillen. Brillen who has a shot from 3.
And
Brillen just hesitated for just a second too long there.
30-year coach Michael Bailey.
Looking to pick up his players.
When having a veteran coach like that, it can help you a lot, especially in coming back.
Ray looks to slow the play down. Looks over to Gill, but Bolte is open for the corner shot.
Heavily contested corner shot. That one falls very short as it air balls.
Erickson for the inbound.
Interesting formation.
Oh, but it's gonna get stolen by Nano.
Fast.
Over to Thomas.
Hey.
And it is now a 9-point game. St. Patrick's with 5 straight points.
Ignatius seemingly not being able to generate some offense right now. What do you think was the difference?
Well, St. Patrick's, they came out ready to play. You can see Hawkins, he's brought the intensity. Ignatius, they seem to get a little lazy ever since that halftime, being up big.
Yeah,
and come back big now.
That St. Pat's 1-3-1 defense, not something to mess around with. Causing turnovers for Ignatius.
St. Pat's have been doubling a lot. You can see it on their defense. They've been playing very heavy defense.
Quick transition game from St. Pat's. Really doing it all out there.
Double teaming, and it looks like they're double teaming Gill and Ray at any chance they get, and it's working.
They're gonna get this chance to talk it over.
Recently checked into the game. Hornkamp just got back in, looking over his options. Here comes Ray. Ray nearly takes a tumble. Scott's gonna go back to Ray. And Ray's just gonna run over Nano. Looks like he took a charge.
Great play by Nano. Slow it down there.
Inbounding is Gill.
Oh.
It's to Scott, but Scott was not ready. And Scott's gonna go for a fumble like it's a football play.
Justin Scott was not looking for that pass. It was a little bit of a miscommunication there.
It appears Scott's back was turned to the inbound.
They're gonna get a chance to talk it over real quick.
Scott did jump on that ball and he was the first to get it. It appears his football experience helped him there. Five minutes, 22 remaining in the third quarter. St. Ignatius, they're up 38-29 against St. Patrick.
Both teams looking to get their first win in the Tosh this year.
Phoenix Gill with the inbound.
6-7 St. Ignatius Wolfpack having a better second game than most people thought they would.
Hornkamp looks over to Scott. Phoenix Hill, it looks like he's getting double teamed again. Hornkamp, again looking for that double team.
No look.
Hornkamp looking for a pass. And he's gonna get, it appears he's gonna get double teamed again, but
Deep three.
Gill
Blank
cannot
off
stick
the
the
road.
three. Scott just slammed into Breland. Breland swings it over to Krolak. Thomas back to Krolak at the top of the key. Over to Breland. Goes up against Reggie Ray to Thomas. Thomas looking for a lane. That
Drives it. Wow, tough layup.
That looked like it could have been a travel, but the ref did not see. And now is a 7-point deficit. Comes Hornkamp over to Bolte. Bolte's looking over his options, back to Hornkamp. Bolte just seems to go back and forth with Hornkamp. Gill gets a touch. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Here comes Gill.
Blocked.
Just gets blocked by like 2 different people.
Playing a perfect 1-through-1 there. Wow, in the air. They won't put that up.
Clean play by McPartland.
Very athletic play right there.
Cuts the lead down to 5.
There's electricity in this gym right now. Ignatius. And almost a turnover.
Stolen. Over to Bolte. Ray can't get full control. And he runs into McPartland.
Lucky to get a break there. Ignatius is looking really sloppy right now. Ray's gonna get 2 here.
Checking into the game is number 11 for the Wolfpack, Erickson.
Ray with a hot first quarter, but hasn't really done much since. Obviously, well, on defense-wise, he's been playing great the whole game. Offense hasn't produced much since the first quarter.
That seems to be the story with the Wolfpack. Here comes Breland. Thomas looking for a lane, drives the paint.
A.J. Thomas loves attacking that rim right now, and it's working. He's gonna get 2.
That's a foul on Erickson. Thomas going to the line, looking to cut down this lead as much as he can. Thomas hits his first. At the beginning of the half, St. Pat's was down by 14, I believe, and now they're only trailing by 7. Thomas hits both, drops the lead down to 5.
Hopefully they can pull some strings here.
Doubled his turn.
Oh, and he fights it forward back.
Somehow gets it. It's a
Can't get rid of it. And
It's a mad scramble for the ball.
St. Patrick's is loving it right now. They're feeding off this energy. You can see it on their bench. They're getting hyped up.
Inbounding is Erickson. Ball's going to find the hands of Gill, and it's going to go back to Erickson. St. Pat's really just swinging it around right now. Or
They're
St.
missing that
Ignatius.
inside presence.
And here comes Gill.
Gill's been hot with a shot today. Hasn't shot much, but when he does, it's going in.
Comes Breland, yet to hit a 3-point shot. Comes Krolak, gets a screen. He's gonna look to go to his right. He's gonna go
Takes
left
it
hand
solid.
lay. Wow, with the left hand. Here comes Hornkamp.
5-point game.
Guarded by Breland, just chucks it over to Erickson.
Wide open corner 3.
And Ignatius is just hitting from 3 today.
Erickson in the corner.
Ignatius gives himself some breathing room after that play.
Not sure what ref saw there.
St. Ignatius foul number 13, Phoenix Gill, his third, team's fifth. At the line to shoot 2
Phoenix Gill with a foul on Berlin.
Berlin's been at the line quite a few times.
Yeah, we've seen this before. There's an opportunity to cut the lead down to 6.
It's hard net drive. It's very hard to stop.
Berlin gets his first. Berlin gets both.
Heavy press.
Ray's looking to slow the play down. It appears he's looking for Hornkamp. He's guarded by 2 different people, goes to Hornkamp. Wolfpack swinging it around again, looking for an open shot. Here comes Ray.
Oh.
Can't get it off.
Follow a shot.
And they're going to call a foul on that one.
A.J. Thomas not liking that call.
Looks like there could have been some contact in the air.
Minute 49 left in the third quarter.
Ray with 15 points so far, looking to build on that. Ray gets his first. He can extend the lead to 8. Ray hits that front rim, but it still goes in. Here comes Berlin looking to answer. Berlin over to Krolak. Oh, and it looks like we've got a hurt St. Patrick's player. Oh, but he keeps going.
Good rebound.
Nano for 3.
Bang!
That's a massive 3. That is a massive 3, cutting the lead down to 5.
Breland's been a little off from beyond the arc. He makes up for it in defense. Calls turnovers left and right.
Looks like Anaya's open. Goes to the
Inside.
right.
Good
Scott
pass.
in the paint.
Ooh. The inside presence, man. Top 15 prospect in the nation for football. 5-star D lineman. Justin Scott.
He can do it all. Here comes Berlin.
Love a dual sport athlete.
Not sure what the call is on that play.
Ray with a smile on his face. Loving the holiday spirit.
Could it be another foul against Berlin? And he goes to the line yet again. 50 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Breland, master of drawing fouls. Gets the line quite a lot. It's the first one.
And he hits yet again another free throw.
To make it his 10th point. Give him double digits.
Well, it's a 2-possession game. Anaya dumps it over to Ray. Ray's gonna go hard to his left.
Kicks out. Three-pointer. Bang!
Ignatius is on fire from 3.
Increases their lead.
Berlin for 3.
Oh,
It just
Breland.
does not go in.
Still yet to hit a 3. That never stops shooters from shooting, though.
Naya with time clicking down on the clock.
They're gonna bring it down.
So we got 10 seconds remaining. They're holding it. They want the last shot. Here comes Anaya over to Ray.
They're gonna give Ray the last
Ray's
ball.
gonna
Oh,
move.
picks it off.
Berlin with a defensive play.
Tipped. Chucks it up, just barely misses. Their off-balance shot there. And that will be the end of the third quarter.
St. Ignatius up by 8.
52 Ignatius, 44 St. Patrick's. Let's see what they can do here in this fourth quarter. Hopefully St. Pat's can build a comeback here.
St. Pat's, they brought the intensity that quarter. They were the better team. Let's see how they're going to do in the fourth.
Yeah, one of the most important parts of basketball is playing all 4 quarters. You can't have those off quarters like they did in the first one. It really ruined the tone for them for the game, but 8 minutes, 8 miles, anything can happen, especially at the Jack Tosh.
St. Pat's, they need to hit some big shots, and they need to get some stops on defense. All Ignatius has to do is hold the lead.
Both sides of the discussion. Let's see what these two coaches, Matt Monroe and Ignatius, and Michael Bailey, 30 years of experience on St. Pat's. Let's see what they both can make some build up here. Good atmosphere here in the green and white gym at your community high school.
4th quarter just about to start. The teams are ready. We got excitement building up here. Berlin looking over his options. That goes to Nano. Nano to Berlin. Thomas, he likes to drive, and he goes to his right.
Wide open layup. Great
Thomas,
drive.
He likes to drive, and we just saw it there.
He's been picking apart this Ignatius defense.
Comes Hornkamp. Looks like Gill might have been open there. Hornkamp was looking for him. Hornkamp back to Ray. Ray's gonna fake a drive and then dish it out. Erickson for 3, and it's short. And then Borchers gonna manage to get that ball.
Oh.
Here comes Erickson with the pass, but it goes out.
Shot fake pass right there.
Looked like he just had a little bit too much heat on that pass.
Still Ignatius' ball.
It's in with the inbound. Over to Hornkamp.
17 points for Ray here.
Guarding up Berlin. Gill to Erickson. Erickson tosses it down to the paint.
No Justin Scott here.
Almost. He was open for 3, but he fumbled with the ball. Hawkins.
And 1. Very tough lay. Said this was my house.
Hawkins, he can make this a 1-possession game.
At the line to shoot 1, Hawkins.
To cut the lead down to 3.
Those are going to cost you.
Unable to finish, but still a massive play, going coast to coast. Hornkamp over to Ray. Checking into the game, coming up is Justin Scott. Ooh, looking to find the answer for Hawkins' intense offense, but for 3, and it won't go.
Just missed.
You don't see him miss too many of those. Goes over to Thomas. We know he likes to drive, but instead he's going to dish it out to Berlin. Berlin to Nano. Back to Thomas. What is he going to do?
Drives
he's going to drive, and he's going to hit.
Tipped by Bolte, still goes in.
52 to 50.
We got ourselves a game here. Coming down to the green and white gym.
Coming into this half, they were down by 14. Berlin playing some heavy defense. Goes over to Gill.
Ignatius needs to get something going.
Comes Hornkamp. You can just feel the intensity in this building. Hornkamp over to Ray. Ray with a pump fake there. Or a head fake. Back to Hornkamp. He's going to drive. Over to Gill. He's open. But it's short. And here comes St. Pat's. They can tie the game or potentially take the lead. Thomas over to, that's Krolak.
Would be their first lead of the game if they take it.
Berlin over to Nano. They're swinging a lot. Is Thomas going to drive? No, he's going to look to Krolak, but it's going back to Thomas. Guarded by
he's gonna
Ray.
drive.
He's gonna look for that drive.
Tough.
He's gonna go to work, but it just barely sneaks out.
AJ mad about no
Bolte
call
grabs
there.
that rebound. Erickson for
Three-pointer.
Gives Ignatius just a little bit of breathing room with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. This game becoming really tight with this
Ignatius,
With this
very good from beyond
St.
the arc.
Patrick's double defense. Here comes Hawkins
Athletic play.
with a much-needed bucket there. Drops the lead down to 3.
Hawkins, very athletic play there.
Here comes Ray up the left side. Remember, both of these teams are winless so far in this tournament, and this is a very tight game. You can tell that they both want it. Over to Gill. He has it in the corner. Back to Hornkamp. Ray's gonna drive the paint and then dish it out.
Swish.
Gill's open, but it is off. And here come the
Quick
pass.
transition.
Berlin is yet to hit a three-pointer. Can he do it now? No, he cannot.
He's yet to hit a three-pointer yet.
Here comes Gill up the left side. 4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Up by 3. Erickson's gonna dish it in, and Hawkins is gonna swat it out of bounds.
Good defensive play. Give him some time to breathe. Justin Scott entering the game.
Hawkins picking up his teammate Berlin. That's a very important thing to do in a game like this.
2 big men on the court right now.
So far, definitely the closest game we've seen today. Here comes Ray. Look to go to work. And he just narrowly misses that
Good
highly
effort.
contested shot. Ray looks to slow it down up top. He's gonna dump it over to Gill. Gill back to Ray. Ray over to Gill. Bolte's open in the corner. And it just barely does not go in. Thomas over to Krolak. They're looking to get this one in transition. Thomas guarded by Ray. We've seen this matchup before. Berlin by Gill. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Ignatius up by 3.
3-point game.
Thomas guarded by Ray. Goes to work. He's gonna go to his right, as we've seen before. Nano's gonna drive the paint. Dish it over to Krolak, and he hit it. Oh, and he hits the
side of the backboard.
But Thomas cannot get the rebound either. Rebounded by Scott.
A little painful to look at there.
Gill. Gotta understand these teams are feeling the pressure right now. Here comes Ray, looks over to Gill, but he's
Heavily
within
contested.
3. Can't get it. Oh, he had Hawkins
Good
there. Hawkins
transition.
definitely wanted that one. Here comes Berlin for
three.
3. And he hits it to tie the game. That's
When it
his
matters
first in the
most,
game.
when it matters most, he stepped up. As he hasn't been hitting them all game, but that's what shooters shoot, man.
Berlin finally hits, and it's probably maybe one of the most important shots of the game so far. You can just feel the intensity coming into this half. St. Pat's was down by 14, and now it's a tie game. And St. Pat's has all the momentum. Over to Ray. What's he going to do with it? Back to Gill. They're just tossing it back and forth. Gill's going to drive it. It's going to get stolen.
Oh,
and he has
no.
Krolak. And Krolak cannot
Mislaid.
bury.
He's blocked in
He
the
can't
air.
bury the lay.
Shoots
But
again.
Berlin for 3. And it just does not go in. He gets back rim. Rebounded by Bolte, and now here come the Wolfpack looking to answer. Here comes Ray over to Gill. Gill back to Ray. Over to Gill. This is an incredible matchup between these two teams.
Top.
Ray hits it. The contested. Here comes Krolak and St. Pat's. It looks like they really want to get this one, but they're going to call a timeout.
If you're Matt Monroe, you gotta love that.
Who's going to interview after?
Christian McQuaid.
You don't want to interview him after the game?
I mean, if you need somebody.
Both teams looking to figure something out here. St. Pat's think about ways to come back here. AJ Thomas leading the Shamrocks with 17 points, while Reggie Ray leading the Wolfpack with 19 points.
Reggie Ray hits a huge shot right there to give the Wolfpack just a little bit of breathing room.
This game's going down to the wire. Love to see it. 49th annual Jack Tosh.
This one may come down to the final shot.
Sweet 16. You can feel it in there, man. This Jack Tosh energy, the holiday spirit.
For St. Pat's, they have Berlin, Hawken, Thomas, Krolak, and also Nano. And we may see overtime here. Berlin coming up. Ball's in his right hand. He's going to dump it out to Krolak. Over to Thomas. We'd like to see him drive. Nano
Good ball
might have had a
movement.
lane. Berlin's going to
driving.
go. And he's going to get hard fouled by Scott.
Justice Scott picks him up.
Scott just smacked him. It looked like a WWE wrestler coming in with a flying smack.
And he's on the ground. Give him a second to breathe. That's a hard hit from a 5-star D lineman.
He's a football player. You definitely don't want to run into that guy.
Hey, but back at the line he is again. Ray gives him a little tap on the shoulder, show appreciation.
Berlin has an opportunity to tie the game here with just a little bit over a minute remaining in this fourth quarter. Berlin feeling the pressure now. It's his first.
He's been clutch so far.
Will he get one more? We haven't seen him miss in a while. Can he make this one? Every shot counts.
Coming on to this fourth quarter. Someone screams.
Somebody screamed and appeared. That's going to throw him off.
And that was an unlucky bounce right there. They're going to be down one coming in this last minute.
Some strategy on that scream.
This is where the implementation of the shot clock really helps out St. Pat's here.
Gill's going to drive back to Ray.
Deep three. Bang!
And that is a massive shot.
Stairs down.
Ray with the stare down.
Stare down AJ Thomas after banging that three.
Cold as ice. Berlin, can he answer? No, he cannot.
Does not.
Rebounded by Erickson. It looked like St. Pat's might need a foul.
I love that.
Ray with a massive three. 22
Ray with
points
a
in this
Christmas
game.
present for the Shamrocks, and he gets fouled. With confidence like that, pull a deep three when it matters the most.
And a hit. That was a massive shot by Ray. Somebody else is in it. Question. He should be here. That's what Nate told us over there.
Let's see what they can do here. Post-game interview coming with Christian McQuaid after the game.
St. Patrick foul number 11, AJ Thomas, his third, second.
Get a chance to slow down here. Crowd is very loud right now.
Deal with the inbound. Which over to Ray, but Ray almost had a stumble there. 32.5 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Late sub here. Coach Bailey with the late sub here.
They're going to sub in Fabia for Thomas. And they're going to put him up against Reggie Ray. That's going to be a timeout for Ignatius.
Veteran coach Michael Bailey is his 30th year, so he's definitely gonna have something cooking here. Been in the situation before.
They might look to double. We've seen that a lot in the second half. St. Pat's, they're just there, down by 4. There might not be enough time left in this game, though.
Clutch three by Ray. Really altered the course of the game there.
Ray just hit that absolute dagger.
From deep. Just a normal day. Tosh Holiday Classic at your community high school. Love to be here.
Ignatius drawing up their final play. This could make or break their game.
Coach Matt Monroe's definitely cooking something great over there.
For the Wolfpack, we have Erickson, Bolte, Hornkamp. That's Reggie Ray and Phoenix Gill.
Great starting 5 here.
They've got 4 players all lined up here. Here's some trickery.
Very late.
Checking
Very
in.
late sub. He said get back.
Anderson, but that won't work.
Not in this ref crew.
Bolte goes flying.
Whoa, and that could have been the play.
There's going to be a hold.
That could have been the play right there. The play is ruined. You're going to have to think of something new.
Justin Scott is not in the game. Coming in is Anderson, and he's going to take out, we don't know
he
who.
got taken out.
Take out Hawkins, who's had a big game so far.
Hawkins might not be too pleased with that.
Anderson with
defensive effort
with
so
0
far.
points in this game. Interesting choice. Over to Ray. He's going to get fouled.
St. Patrick foul number 21, Nathan Nano, his second, team's 5th. At the line to shoot 2
Ray needs to make these.
Ray goes to the line. Ray, 22 points in this game so far. Not the ideal player to foul. It's his first. That's a crucial free throw.
11, A.J. Thomas, and 30.
Checking back in is Hawkins.
Reggie.
Supported with
Reggie Ray.
Thomas, Berlin,
With
and
24 points.
Berlin takes it up fast. Down by 6, over to Krolak. Over to Thomas. He's gonna put up a 3, and it won't go.
Clank.
And it's gonna get rebounded by Justin Scott, and that one's gonna go over to Ray. It looks like Ignatius is gonna close this one out.
14 seconds left. We're gonna need a miracle here.
We're gonna need a Christmas miracle.
At the line to shoot 2 for St. Ignatius, 24, Chris Bolte.
Is he feeling the holiday spirit with this free throw?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
He got coal in his bag for Christmas.
Can he make this one?
There we go. Fixing his
Extend the
form.
lead to 7. 14 seconds left. Berlin still's gonna drive.
They give him the wide open layup.
He's gonna get 2.
The clock runs.
And they're gonna foul Ray while down by 5.
Ray stacking up the points right now. 5-point differential for Ignatius right now.
Ray with 24 points so far. That's 1 free throw. Can he get another? Reggie Ray, number 25, finishes with 25 points.
Ignatius takes this one. Look forward to the interview taking place with our own Christian McQuaid and Reggie Ray on his astounding game with 25 points.
Ignatius takes the win after a brief scare. Big game from Reggie Ray. 25 points.
Great clash from 2. Ignatius will continue to 1-1 in the tournament, while St. Pat's will be surprisingly 0-2 after having a strong start to the season so far. That 1-3-1 defense been working, just not enough.
Next game we will have, it appears, Lamont.
Nazareth took the loss yesterday.
Folks, in the meantime, you get a chance to check out
Let's look forward. Yeah, interview.
We're going to pass it over to the interview
With Christian McQuaid and star Reggie Ray.
Reggie, tell us a little bit how you got it done. How did your team fight through against a very tough St. Patrick's team. A little more about the game plan coming into this game.
So our game plan was just to not get rushed by the zone and not to create too many turnovers. We had a few towards the end, but we also stood together as a team and just fought through and just got great shots.
All right, thank you, Reggie. Justin. All right, we're also here with the game's leading rebounder here, Justin Scott. So, Justin, you played a very great job on the defensive side against a very, very tough St. Patrick's team. So tell us a little bit how your performance impacted the game and what you and your teammates did to get this big dub.
Yeah, I know my strength is rebounding, so, I try to just play my game around that, get the rebounds, really just be the, scrap man, keep the team together, so, yeah.
All right, thank you, Justin. Great job today. All right, I'm here with the coach. You guys put a very tough St. Pat's team. What was your guys' game plan, and how did you execute it against this team?
First of all, St. Pat's is one of the best programs in the history of the state, and Coach Bailey, I believe, is the best coach to ever do it. And I learned a lot from him. I was on staff with him for 8 years, and they play really hard. They share the ball. They run good dribble drive motion. They do an excellent job in their 1-3-1. What we really wanted to focus on against their 1-3-1 is trying to seal the bottom of their zone and to make sure we saw diagonals and we looked at opposite elbow attacks, weak side elbow attacks. And I thought our guys really did the best job they've done all year of living out the game plan, which is a really cool thing to see.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck for the tournament.